At the very beginning of the story, we see a man lying unconscious on a deserted island. When he opens his eyes, he finds himself on an unknown island. As far as his eyes can see, only the ocean can be seen. But when he looks around, he stands at the edge of the village. Because the rest of his companions are lying on the island. When he reaches them in the distance, he sees that they are already dead. Now he realizes that only he is alive on this island. But he does not know that the most difficult battle of his life is about to begin. Actually, this man's name is Robin. A few days ago, Robin went on a sea trip. He went to the front with all his friends by ship. Suddenly, a huge waterfall fell from all four sides. The waves of the waterfall were so strong that the whole ship sank in the middle of the vast ocean. Then the story returns to the present, where Robin buries all his companions. On that deserted island, to spend the night, he roams on a tall tree. In the morning, his eyes fall on his own ship stuck in the middle of the ocean. Without thinking about anything, he keeps moving towards the ship stuck in the water. After a lot of trouble, he finally reaches his ship. And he keeps collecting all the necessary things to survive there. When he reaches the bottom of the ship, he hears a strange sound. He picks up an axe and quickly breaks the door. As soon as he opens the door, he sees his own dog Jack standing in front of him. On this side, he takes his dog with him. And with some wood, he makes a net. He picks up as much material as possible and swims towards the shore again. After a lot of effort, he finally reaches the shore. He comes and eats his own food and fills Jack's stomach. But this deserted place seems to end very soon for him. Because the food is only there for 4 to 5 days. If within 4 to 5 days, some unexpected situation comes up, then his luck is good, or he will be killed here. So he leaves Jack alone and starts running towards his own waterfall, hoping that he will find a way to get out of here. After crossing the dense forest, he reaches the other side of the lake. But the scene in front of him breaks all his hopes and tears them apart. Until far away, there is only sea water in front of him. Looking at the water on all four sides, he now feels that he can't get out of here for a day. Seeing this situation in front of him, he breaks down completely. Days turn into weeks and weeks turn into months. He spends a few months staying on this lake. But so far, no ship has been seen crossing there. Now his own life is almost over. One day, Robin is standing next to an island with Jack. Then suddenly, Jack starts running at full speed. When Robin's eyes are on the sea, he is shocked to see the scene in front of him. He can see a big ship in the distance, which is going right in front of them. Just seeing that, Robin starts running in a hurry. Robin takes a spice in his hand and goes straight ahead. He tries to light a fire as soon as possible. But it takes a little time to light a fire. Meanwhile, the ship is slowly moving away. In fear, he takes out his rifle and shoots a few rounds. But in front of the sea, that sound is covered. The ship keeps moving forward. But from behind, Robin's artillery can't even reach the ship. That ship is Robin's last hope. And now that too goes away from his hand. Robin comes back and breaks down on the island. Seeing his extreme sadness, his closest friend Jack also starts running there. It seems that he has lost the last hope of his own life. He stays in the sky all night. But now there is no hope of his escape. Now it is impossible to stay under the open sky like this for a long time. So in the end, he makes some wood every day and gradually creates a small shelter for himself. After eating a lot, he finally builds a temporary house to spend the night. Gradually, his life is hindered by a chain. Breakfast in the morning, work around the house during the day, and sit with Jack on the beach in the evening and wait for some help in the distance. Seeing that, his entire 6 years pass. Jack is with the closest thing in his life at every moment. Jack can be a pet. But sometimes a small companion is no less than a special word for a lonely person. When he roams at night, he remembers his wife's words a lot. He thinks that if he had accepted his wife's words that day, he would not have been in this situation today. One day, when the two of them were swimming across the sea, suddenly Robin's eyes fell on a strange footprint lying on the sand. Seeing that footprint, he first thinks that it may be his own footprint. But when he looks at it carefully, he becomes conscious. The footprint he was looking at was the footprint of an unknown person. Robin holds the rifle tightly with him, and he keeps looking around and looking forward. On the other hand, Jack gets very unstable with him, as if he has felt an unknown disaster. After going a little far, he cuts him there and sees him standing at a corner. It was a sign that someone had left them here a while ago. Now the question is, who else is actually present in this desolation? His fear grows stronger. But even then, Robin slowly hides his voice. He hides behind a big tree with the rifle in his hand. When he stands in front of him from a distance, he gets scared. There is a big crowd of people in front of him. They are involved in some kind of terrible ritual. Some of the prisoners there are tied up with ropes. Seeing the scene in front of him, Robin can understand that something very bad is going on here. He knows that if he gets caught, he may lose his life. But then his eyes fall on those prisoners. Their quickness and courage awakens Robin's inner humanity. Because the tribals standing there were about to kill a man. Without wasting any time, he takes out his rifle and triggers it. A bullet is fired and a tribal is wounded. Along with the bullet, that terrible ritual turns into a frenzy. All the tribals run this way and that way. On all four sides, the sound of screams and screams is heard. A tied-up tribal runs away with the help of this crowd. He runs straight in front of Robin. Robin gets scared when he sees that man coming towards him. He says in a frightened voice that we are friends, not enemies. I won't hurt you. That tribal also comes to Robin with a weapon in his hand and sits next to him. He takes Robin by the leg and puts it directly on his leg. It seems that he has taken Robin as his master. Robin is very scared. He can't understand at once why this tribal is putting his leg on his leg. But the next moment, he suddenly takes out Robin's rifle. He doesn't know how to operate that tribal's rifle. Seeing this, Robin is sure that he won't hurt anyone. He says at that moment, "Give me back my gun. I won't hurt you." When that tribal can't understand him at all, then Robin puts some food on a stone below. In this way, Robin tries to make him understand that he actually wants to help him. Seeing this, the tribal is very scared and keeps looking at Robin. When he is sure that Robin, who is standing in front of him, is not going to kill him, but is coming to help him, then he goes to the food kept next to him in fear. But just then, some aggressive tribals come out of the bushes. Robin ends a tribal there. But now Robin's luck is good that the tribal also comes to help him at the right time. He ends the aggressive tribal there at once. Within a few moments, the trouble ends there. After the fight is over, when Robin stands behind, he sees that the tribal is eating a piece of the tribal's body that was killed by him. Seeing the scene in front of him, Robin's cow's tail stands up. He can understand that he has saved the tribal's life. He is not an ordinary human being, but a member of a hellish community. When Robin stands in front of him, he runs away from there. Robin does not waste any time and starts walking towards his shelter. After reaching his shelter, he starts to forcefully walk. To protect himself, he starts to surround him around the house. In this way, he arranges a lot of nets and barriers. He keeps a lot of bullets in his most deadly weapon, so that he can only protect his own life in the event of an accident. He hides in the same place for several months to save his own life. Day or night, he keeps an eye on all four sides, so that no tribe of tribals come here to hunt him. But the strange thing is that even after a few months, no tribal attacks him. One day, he decides that if an accident does not come to him, he will find it himself. Robin takes the rifle in his hand and goes into the jungle with his companion Jack. Gradually, he crosses the dense jungle and goes to the front. But as soon as he comes in front of some people, his feet fall into a trap laid below. As soon as he gets stuck in this trap, he falls upside down. Now he is in a very bad situation here. In front of him, Jack runs the other way without helping him. Robin keeps screaming for help there. At that time, the dark-haired tribal comes out of the dense jungle. He comes and looks at Robin at a glance. He takes out the rifle that fell under Robin with great fear. Seeing this strange rifle, a laugh erupts in the tribal's face as if he has found some precious secret treasure. Robin, who is upside down, realizes that this is the only way for him. He then takes out his own knife and cuts the rope that tied him in the middle. As soon as he is free, he shoots straight at him with his own rifle, which touches him and goes ahead. The tribal is shocked. He realizes that this small weapon can be very harmful to him. To see him, Robin runs his rifle towards the bird sitting on the tree above and a bird dies there. Seeing all this in front of him, the tribal also takes a piece of wood and shoots it with such a sharp aim that it hits him directly. Then Robin realizes that this tribal is not only powerful, but also quite intelligent. Gradually, the two of them again start creating space for each other. Of course, he does not intend to take him to his own house. That night, the two of them sit together and eat dinner. And maybe for the first time, Robin feels a little less alone in this desolate place. But the fear of the tribal still remains. So his carefulness keeps him tied up. But the next morning, such a strange incident happens that changes everything. Robin, who has just opened his eyes, sees that the tribal is standing right in front of him. Neither does he have any anger in his face, nor does he try to escape. Then the tribal brings Robin breakfast in the morning. Seeing this scene, Robin's suspicions gradually fade away. He immediately frees him and sees him as a friend for the first time. That day he names him Hunter. Over time, the two of them become even closer friends. Robin begins to teach Hunter his own language. And surprisingly, Hunter learns very fast. Within a few months, the two of them begin to understand each other. Now that tribal is no longer a stranger. Then Robin wakes up in this desolate place with all his work. He starts with the housework and stays with Robin everywhere until he learns. Gradually, the life of the two of them becomes much more beautiful than before. One evening, the two of them were sitting next to the fire and talking. In the middle of the conversation, the story begins with a view of life and the world. Hunter's worries and expectations are completely different from Robin. The two of them were trying to understand each other. But gradually, that story takes shape. Robin throws a word at Hunter in a fit of anger that goes straight to his mind. Hearing this, Hunter quietly leaves the place. After that day, the two of them no longer have friends like before. Even though they live on the same island, the two of them do not have separate paths whenever they meet, the two of them look at each other and cross. But over time, Robin's arrival continues. Sitting in front of the fire, he left his closest friend away from him. Now he has only one experience left in his mind. And that is the prophecy. After thinking for a few days, he goes out to look for Hunter again. When Hunter goes alone on the island, Robin quietly goes to him. And he keeps asking for forgiveness for his mistake. He promises that from now on, the two of them will respect each other's concerns. And keep everything clear to their friends. Hunter is absent for a while. Then he comes back and does not accept his apology. That one moment takes the two of them much closer than before. Now the two of them spend time together again. Sometimes he roams the seas, sometimes he hunts. And sometimes he comes back and forgets all his pride. But one day Hunter tells such a secret story that changes everything. He says that he broke some of his own rules. That's why he was sent here as a priest. And since Robin helped him, Now he will definitely come here to find him to take revenge for those people at any cost. Hearing this news, the two of them can understand that the problem has not been solved yet. So they start preparing from the beginning. The next 4 months, the two of them start working to create a foundation, a barrier, and a world order to protect themselves. Because they know that this time the fight is going to be much more difficult than before. One day when the two of them were sitting in peace, then suddenly they can hear gunshots from the fire. The two of them immediately become alert. When they go towards the cave, then those tribal people are again presenting a human sacrifice. They set fire to the fan they had as per their imagination. Along with the fire, the cooling water rises. And the fire continues to grow towards the cave. But they are unfortunate that only after seeing this fire, their third companion Jack runs towards the fire. Robin keeps pushing him, but it takes a long time. Then he suddenly becomes very angry. And his most trusted companion Jack leaves him for the worst. Losing his companion in front of his own eyes, he breaks down from the inside. This fight is so fierce that Robin's mind is broken at once. But even if he doesn't go, he buries Jack under the ground. And lost in his memory for quite some time. After years and years, his most trusted companion Jack does not leave for the worst. But the problem for them is not over yet. The hunter realizes that if the tribal people get news of his escape, then they will follow him back here. Then Robin comes up with a new idea. He says that maybe the time has come to try to get out of this cave by making a big raft. But this story worries Hunter a lot. Hunter gets upset because he thinks Robin is thinking of making him a big slave instead of a friend. He gets suspicious of remembering the past. So once again, a new misunderstanding arises between the two of them. And the story goes so far that Hunter goes away from him again. Now Robin becomes alone again. He begins to leave alone. After a day and a night of hard work, a big raft is gradually being made. With every stone, every rope, and every load, the hope of his escape is attached. Then one day, when Robin was busy with his own work, he suddenly stops in front of Hunter. Now there is no fire in his face, and there is no problem. He says with a smile that he is ready to stay with his friend. Hearing this, Robin thinks that maybe their friendship was much stronger than all the misunderstandings. Hunter gives him a necklace made by himself as a gift. And the friendship between the two of them goes back to normal. But the very next day, there is a very dangerous ravine. The ravine is so steep that they don't have time to walk from there. They somehow keep all their domesticated animals in a secluded place. And they hide in their own weak corner of the house and wait all night for that dangerous ravine to stop. In that dangerous ravine, the rope they made with a lot of effort gradually begins to loosen. And then suddenly the rope breaks and falls directly into the water. In the morning, when the two of them come out of their house, they see that the whole house is destroyed. Trees that break on all four sides, trees that go up and down. Not only that, even all their pets are killed in that deep ravine. The biggest problem is that the rope they made gets stuck in the water and disappears somewhere. But now they don't have time to sit still. Because the full moon night is coming closer and closer. And those dangerous animals can come back at any time. That's why the two of them make the full moon a battlefield. There are restrictions and traps hidden everywhere. Robin creates a weapon with his own cleverness that can attack from a hidden place. And every road is filled with traps. On the full moon night, Robin changes his whole face and takes himself as a dangerous animal like that animal. Then he starts attracting them to the traps he has found. At first, everything went as planned. When all the tribal people reach Jack's grave, they throw everything they had there in anger. Robin's anger touches the sky when he sees the scene in front of his own eyes. When all the tribal people reach around their house, he cuts the rope of the rope he has found. And the whole field turns upside down at the next moment. As all the ropes are moving, the tribals get stuck in it. The rest of the tribals rush to their house and make a big explosion there. Along with the house, all the tribals die there. Both of them think that maybe it's their turn now. But right at the next moment, some tribals come out of the dense forest. And an arrow comes straight to Robin's neck. The hunter can't see his own companion in such a hurry. At that moment, he stabs himself in the head of the tribals. As a result, it ends there. He quickly pulls the arrow out of Robin's neck and throws it towards the forest. He somehow finds some medicinal leaves from the forest and puts them in Robin's wound. But Robin's cloak is broken. Because even after 10 days, his condition worsens instead of getting better. His wound is so deep that it spreads infection all over his body. If this wound can't be cured soon, Robin's death is certain. But his companion Hunter is still with him. There is no principle that he will take Robin to his own tribe. Even if he is very scared, he has a lot of value in Robin's life. At that time, he takes Robin with him and takes him to his tribe's area. As soon as they reach there, Omni surrounds them from all 4 sides. All the tribals there think that Robin is an enemy. Because some people attacked their tribe before. And many tribals were captured in that attack. That's why they thought that Robin was their enemy. But Robin is lucky that according to a rule of the tribe, it is forbidden to kill an unhealthy person. So he starts his treatment there. But there is a big problem for him behind this treatment. It is believed that when Robin gets completely healthy, he will have to fight a final battle with Hunter. The one who wins that battle, he will return alive. 6 days later, the time has come when Robin and Hunter stand in front of each other in the battlefield. There was a fierce fire down there. If there is a little bit of fire, it will definitely be the dinner of the tribals. Now the principle is between 2 people. Maybe 2 people will be killed, or maybe one of them will take the path of winning. The tension between the 2 people increases rapidly. Then the fight between the 2 people begins. The 2 people try their best to defeat each other. But because of being unarmed, Robin can't stand in front of Hunter for a long time. And suddenly the knife falls from his hand. Now he has no opportunity to fight. So he keeps telling Hunter, that you kill me, I don't want to live anymore. But Hunter refuses to kill him. But if he doesn't kill Robin, then the death of the 2 people is certain. So even if he doesn't want to, he is ready to kill him. But before killing Hunter Robin, a bullet flies from the air and hits Hunter's neck. Everything in the plot changes. Robin's biggest trust is taken away from him at this moment. Actually, there was a big gang attacking the tribals again. They take the entire tribal community under their control. Time keeps passing. About 8 to 9 years later, Robin can somehow get out of this hell. He gets a new life and comes back to his own world. He starts his life again with his wife. But a part of his heart stays in this hell for all the time. Today, after so many years, when he sits by the fire, his most trusted companion Hunter and Jack remember the story of 2 people. The most memorable moments of his life that he spent with his friends. For the rest of his life, the memory of Hunter and Jack will be immortalized in his heart like a picture. So viewers, if you like the story, don't forget to give a like. And if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Goodbye.